And now, News 25 Sports with Drew Ammon.
Oh, 3 in the bottom of the 7th. In 2A, North Posey and Providence, and J.C. Poe tonight for the Vikings. He had a solid day overall in helping North Posey get to the final at Lake Stadium. Will drill this to deep right, one-hop it off the wall with the bases loaded. The Vikings pour it on Providence as Bryce Williams, number 18, will come up for North Posey and chop this one to short. It's bobbled. Another run will come in to score for North Posey. Right now in the 4th inning, we also have a crew there. Randall Parmley is in Huntingburg. It's 10-3, North Posey in front at the top of the 4th. Meantime, Class 3A Memorial.
11-6. This was the first ever state championship in Poseyville, and parents we caught up with could not be prouder.
We knew they had it in them, and we've been kind of dreaming and looking forward to this moment for a long time.
Yeah, we're real proud of them. They've loved baseball forever. They've played baseball forever. Worked really hard to get this far.
That was really, really wonderful. Rick, of course, has more from the actual game.
You know, I was up there, and I'll tell you what, they'll be celebrating a long time in Poseyville and in the surrounding areas. In fact, a lot of those Viking fans were in Lafayette yesterday as North Posey played Northwestern for the 2A state title. Tied at 6 in the 6th. Robert Johnson doubles to right center field, driving in Andy Spahn and J.C. Poe. Watch the slide by Poe right here for an 8-6 lead. The Vikings added 3 more in the 7th inning and went on to win 11-6, as Kelly said. For North Posey, the win was 46 years in the making. It's the first ever team state title in school history.
We made it a goal, and they meant it. They set it from the heart, and you got to give it credit to these kids. They made it happen, and it hadn't sunk in. I don't know when or where, but it's just kind of a numb feeling, to be honest.
That's wonderful with the trophy right there. Coming up later, we'll have more from the Vikings. Honors highlights. The Batman begins 400 in the final round of the U.S. Open. I'll see you then.
Okay, thanks a lot, Rick. Well, in case you had not heard, the North Posey Vikings brought home a state title this weekend.
And the Posey County community turned out to welcome them home from Lafayette this weekend. The team beat Northwestern 11-6 to win the Class 2A title. The school has never had a championship team in any sport since it opened in 1959.
You couldn't ask for a better Father's Day present.
I've never signed so many autographs my whole life. He just gave me a big old hug, and he don't really hug me that much.
The Vikings finished with a 27-8 record, winning their last 7 games, so congratulations to them. Of course, we had 2 other teams there in the state championships this weekend, North and Memorial. Unfortunately, they come in 2nd place. Still a heck of a season, though, for 3 of those teams, for all 3 teams. So, you just hate to see it. You know, I thought we were going to have a sweep there, but
that would have been cool. But
yeah, North actually lost to a team that was undefeated, so what can you do?
Yeah, I don't think anyone at that point, at that level, can be complaining about 2nd and state.
No, definitely not.
Impressive. Yeah. Well, hey, it wasn't a pie in the face, but some.
They're going wild in North Posey this morning, celebrating a state basketball title. We'll hear from the winners coming up in sports. And Randa Stewart is checking out the landscape this morning and has some gardening ideas live on the road.
They're still celebrating North Posey's first state title this morning. They've achieved the dream in the 2A state baseball title game in Lafayette Saturday. They needed 1 more out to take home the trophy against Northwestern.
In this one here, pitch. That's a shot in the right field. Going over on is Robert Johnson, and he goes back and makes the catch. That's it. The North Posey Vikings win it on the fly ball to Robert Johnson. The final score: North Posey wins its first state title on a final of 11-6.
The North Posey play-by-play crew announcing the happy details, and that earns them a ride aboard the fire trucks. There's never been a better way to celebrate. Then it's off to the school showing off the state championship hardware. From Little League all the way to an Indiana State title, these kids have been dreaming about this day for a long time.
My mom, a lot of times whenever I was young, would take me out in the garage and pitch to me, and it was combined, both of them, but my dad coached me a lot of the years when I was younger.
I've coached part or all of them since they were 7 and 8 years old. They're just a good bunch of kids that work real hard. They've always been very competitive, and they've also always been great athletes, and they wanted to win since they were little bitty kids. They've got a competitive attitude that won't quit.
Again, this was North Posey's first state title of any kind, and one they'll be celebrating for a long time. The Otters wrap up a homestand.
Tonight's top story on News 25 Weekend.
It's a big day for a local high school baseball team and a special one for fathers as North Posey High School brings home a state championship. News 25 brings you live team coverage. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Cheryl Connor. There's excitement throughout Poseyville today as the North Posey baseball team is welcomed home after winning the state title yesterday in Lafayette. News 25's Amanda Hara joins us live now in Poseyville with more on homecoming. Amanda?
Well, Cheryl, for most dads across the tri-state, they're probably hanging out with their kids, having dinner, opening gifts. But for a lot of dads here in Poseyville, it's a Father's Day to remember.
It's not like any other Father's Day. The boys just won the state championship baseball last night, and it's yesterday, and it's great.
Imagine it's Father's Day. Your kid is signing autographs, greeting the public, and wearing a medal around their neck. Well, today that's the life of Bill Nix and his son Adam.
My dad brought me up through baseball since I was really little, and he's excited about it.
The win has been a dream of Nix for over a decade. Now it's a dream turned reality.
I've thought about this for a long, long time because I've been coaching my boy since he was 5 years old.
And for Adam, it's quite possibly the best gift idea he's ever thought up.
Oh, he just gave me a big old hug. And he don't really hug me that much. He just gave me a big old hug, and he's just really happy. He's really proud of me.
It's totally awesome. You couldn't ask for a better Father's Day present.
Certainly a great Father's Day for a lot of dads here in Poseyville. We'll have more on this story later at 10. We talked to one player who tells us what gave the team momentum to go ahead and take that win, but I'm sure everyone is dying to know how the game went down, how the team took that win, so we'll leave it to the expert. News 25's Drew Ammon is here to give everyone the update. Drew?
Well, that's tough to be known as an expert. I better live up to that billing, Amanda, but thanks much. And talking about last night's game, of course, Northwestern and North Posey did battle early in the morning at Loeb Stadium in Lafayette, and North Posey got the win after the game was tied at 6. They pulled away with 5 unanswered wins to win it, or 5 unanswered runs to win it 11-6. Of course, overall, Jared Bale, the winning pitcher in that game last night, just a junior. 5 seniors go out on a great note for this North Posey team that won 27 games. And get this, Cheryl, the team finishes 27-8 overall. This is the first state title in any team sport in the 46-year history of this school. Go back to 1959. That's when North Posey opened up. Chase Akers had the only other state title of any kind as an individual, and that was in wrestling back in 1990. We'll hear much more from players and the coach, Mike Schwarzenberger, coming up later on in sports. Schwartzentruber, I should say. Back to you in sports.
Joins us live now from Poseyville, home of a state championship title. A lot of excitement out there, Drew.
No question, Cheryl. And of the 3 Southwestern Indiana teams up in Lafayette for the state finals yesterday, Memorial, North Posey, and North Posey was the only team to come away with the title. We'll talk about what the win meant to this school out here next in sports.
With Drew Ammon.
Back here live at North Posey High School, I'm Drew Ammon, and of course the Vikings are state champions for the first time in school history in any team sport. They started the 6th ranked team, headed up to Lafayette for the state finals yesterday, but they leave number 1. All eyes are on the Class 2A state champion, but this team is certainly in a class of its own.
No one's ever won anything like this out here. We're a small school, really close community. Everybody out here knows everybody, and it's real exciting.
And there's reason to be excited. This is the first state title in any team sport in the Vikings history. Tell me how that medal feels around your neck.
Well, it feels special. You know, this is kind of uncharted territory for us.
After falling in the 2A final in 2005, the Vikings flexed their muscles this season to combine for 33 runs in semi-state and the state finals, winning 11-6 yesterday over Northwestern.
Everybody just started seeing it, and we started hitting the ball everywhere, and started putting the ball play a lot, and just kept scoring runs.
Now, just over 24 hours later, everybody in town can celebrate the school's first state title on Father's Day.
First of all, somebody pinch me. These boys, they just work so hard.
They are heroes to the community, and they will be heroes forever. To all of us, the whole community, and it's just wonderful.
Tremendous sight there at the pep rally today for this Vikings team, and this whole community just loving the fact that North Posey brought home, once again, its first state title in a team sport in school history. Now let's go also to some news from the San Diego Chargers.
Here's Rick Peltier with sports. Fox 7 News is on your side.
Memorial North and North Posey all went to Loeb Stadium in Lafayette yesterday with state baseball championship dreams. The Tigers and Huskies fell short but gave their fans great memories nonetheless. The biggest memories, though, go to the Vikings, who won the first ever team state title in the 46-year history of the high school. North Posey and Northwestern played the 2A championship game early in the day. The score was all tied at 6 in the 6th until the Vikings exploded for 5 runs in the final 2 innings to put the game away and then win 11-6. Immediately afterwards, the Vikings took off their game jerseys to reveal state championship T-shirts. Head coach Mike Schwarzentrooper had the shirts made in January, and North Posey wore it under its jerseys during the sectional, regional, semi-states, and then yesterday. But don't think of this as a sign of being cocky. It was mainly a reminder and motivation of the team's ultimate goal.
We never broke them out until after our last regular season game, and we haven't taken them off since. We wore them every practice, every game, but we hide them. And I said, we win this last game, we'll take them off and show them to the world.
It's great. Now we got to wear that ring around, and people get to remember you as state champions instead of the team that came in second place.
We were working on it from day one. We had a picture of this field out in the locker room, and just so many articles just comparing to this, and now it's here. It's awesome.
Awesome indeed. The Vikings held a celebration at the high school today. North Posey finishes 27-8 and as 2A state champs. Congrats once again. In the Frontier League, the Otters have been sailing pretty